Family, community, country, and honor are strong values to live up to. In the life of Private Salvador Martinez Ybor Jr., they were paramount. Private Salvador Martinez Ybor Jr., known as Salvin to his family, was the firstborn son to Salvador Martinez Ybor and Consuelo Poe. Salvin was born in 1910 in the section of Tampa, Florida, known as Ybor City. Ybor City was founded by Salvin's grandfather, Vicente Martinez Ybor, as a cigar manufacturing center. Despite being one of Ybor City's most prominent families, Salvin and his family left Ybor City following his father's legal problems during Prohibition and the subsequent closing of his brewery business around 1929. They moved to live close to family in Cuba, a place the family had frequently visited. Despite the draw of family and community in Cuba, the call of country and honor became stronger. Salvin returned to the Tampa area in 1942. He stayed with his uncle while he considered the branch of service in which to enlist. When Salvin ultimately enlisted, he listed his uncle as his next of kin. Salvador M. Ybor Jr. enlisted at age 32 on March 28, 1942. He served in the General Officers Branch of the U.S. Army. At the time of enlistment, Salvin was a single man without his own dependents, but he knew he wanted to forge a bond with his nephew and godson, Ignacio Jr. Throughout his time in the service, he sent letters and packages home to his nephew. These often included things that a boy might treasure, such as exotic-looking seashells and a saber taken from a Japanese officer. They were prized possessions that unfortunately had to be left behind when the family later fled the Castro-Cuban Revolution. Salvin was fatally injured as the 43rd Infantry Division participated in the amphibious landing in the Battle of Luzon in the Philippines. Private Salvador Martinez Ybor Jr. died on January 9, 1945, the first day of the troops' landing under heavy enemy fire. He was awarded a Purple Heart and is memorialized here on the Wall of the Missing at the Manila American Cemetery. That Purple Heart was carried out of Cuba during the Revolution and is one of the few treasured personal items from Salvin that his nephew, Ignacio Martinez Ybor Jr., still has today. As a child, Ignacio Jr. spent time with his grandmother, Salvin's mother. She would tell her grandson over and over again about when they would go to meet Salvin's airplane when he would return home. She would tell him that at first, it would look like a tiny speck in the sky, and that speck would get bigger and bigger until it was close enough to look like a plane. And then it would land, and the plane would open up, and Salvin would come home to them. This never came true. Upon hearing of her son's death, Salvin's mother, Consuelo, wore black for the rest of her life. She never recovered from the loss of her firstborn son. Salvin, you honored your family, your community, and your country. Your legacy lives on today through those who are privileged to know you. I am grateful to join those who knew of you and to honor you and to make known your legacy. Thank you for your service. You are gone but not forgotten.